back, and this time it's personal.
Welcome back, Space Cadets, on Hal and Dave's trip to Jupiter.
Well, we're ready for some fun. And profits. Yeah, that was
Mostly fun.
code. Yeah, that was the code thing. So,
These robots look like they're raring and ready to go for a fight.
well, of course. Rock and roll! Breakdance with me, Robo. Breakdance. And like I said, I love Robo's cute robot designs. It's just so adorable.
He is pretty neat.
And, you know, we're going to at least try and finish up this part this time. I just got to remember how to get through here.
This game is an unexpected treat to me.
Well, you know, it's like candy. An RPG candy bowl.
I went into today thinking we were going to play some different games, but Dave insisted on Chrono Trigger, and I'm glad he did. Because, I've never played this game, but I'm a big fan of Xenogears and the Xeno series in general, and this is the game that came right before it. You know, a lot of the same people worked on it, and so I'm just having a lot of fun checking out a classic RPG.
Of course. And we all love our classic RPGs.
Well, as I said on the previous episode, I think this format is still valid.
So here's how...
Okay, what do we got?
So this is how you run away. You press the R, but you press the left and right buttons to try and run away.
Oh, so that's Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I think this style of game is still valid, and that AAA developers could really exploit it. They could really produce a game probably pretty cheaply if they wanted to, and still have it. They could still make a huge profit out of a game like this.
Well, I imagine.
I just don't think they're willing to. I think they have their heads, in their
So
corporate
far up.
mandate mind that they're like, oh, we got to make the biggest, baddest graphical thing, and they don't realize that there's definitely a big market of gamers that would enjoy something like this.
Am I gonna have to do this again? Oh well.
Are we doing something again?
Yeah, we're going through this bit again. I messed up on something. It happens. Hopefully we don't have to do this too long, but we'll see.
No.
We'll see, people. I'll say this. It's nice that Robo's punches are rocket bait are one.
That rocket punches are a one-shot?
Oh yeah, I hate these things. Oh well, XP.
Can you do the cyclone attack to hit all of them? Or
Yeah,
are you gonna do the rocket cyclone?
I'm just gonna make sure. I'm
just waiting for Robo and Chrono to have a fastball special.
I wish
There'd
that
be
was
like a really anime fastball special where he throws him via rocket punch and he surfs on the rocket punch and cuts everyone down to size with his katana.
That would be great.
While, screaming some Japanese martial arts shout out.
Ixay!
Oriya!
Nah, I just hate this crane part, because if you get stuck, you have to go through these battles.
I can see that every junction.
Yeah. It's
like this one.
Yep, and this is the 5 one, so... Like I said...
Rocket roll.
Chrono, get some HP here. But, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's still pretty annoying. It's just one of those things of I just gotta accept what we're in for. Once we hit a save point, we're gonna get a shelter on all the characters.
Yeah, definitely recover that MP.
Mm-hmm. The MP, thankfully, MP is not too much of a precious resource in this like other RPGs.
No, I imagine by the end of this game we're gonna have massive amounts of MP to work with, right?
Yep, basically.
Okay, yeah, keeping those Xeno comparisons going. Like, Xenosaga 3 had it set up so that each character had unique skills that were techs, and I can definitely see this going the same way, where you have just massive amounts of MP to work with, or in their case, tech points, and you can spend those tech points on either unique character techs, or you could spend them on generic ether spells.
Pretty much. Alright, I'm gonna go down here to heal up.
Oh, definitely. Wait, could you not access the menu while you were on the belts?
Nope. I tried.
Oh, damn.
You're getting all these tonics.
Heal your Robo.
And Marl.
And Marl. But especially your Robo.
Yeah, Robo needs the heals.
Robo needs heals badly.
So I'm gonna avoid those dudes. There. I think it's like if I actually run into those dudes. So this is a bit of a stealth mission.
Wait,
so,
can you run while you're on the conveyor belt?
Yes, you can run a little bit ahead. So that makes it easier, but I'm just gonna wait for these two guys to pass. So that way I don't have to deal with the claw.
The claw.
And that way
working with the claw.
There we go. So yeah, like I said, so like if those things detect us, we get in there. So that means, so I guess I'm going through this junction.
Yes. Well, Space Cadets.
Oh,
I have
no.
What? Are we restarting this?
Fuck.
No.
This is gonna be fun, isn't it?
Well, I'm glad we got the chance to heal, but now we got to fight all over again.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun, I tell you. Robo apparently is now just like a super puncher.
He hits like a truck because he is one.
He's more truck than man, twisted and optimus-y.
I'll kill you. So Dave, do you like angry Optimus from like movies 4 and 5?
If I'm gonna be honest, he's kind of entertaining.
I really want to know what Peter Cullen thinks of that, because he seems like such a kindly old man in interviews.
Oh, dude, I imagine that it's a little conflicted. If you actually, well, let me put it this way: have you heard of the? I might have talked about this. Have you heard of the documentary The Toys That Made Us?
Yes, I've watched every episode of it.
Okay, so you did hear him talk about how he got the voice of Optimus Prime, right?
Oh yeah, I've heard that story a long time ago too. He's based on his older brother who was in the army.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that's beautiful. Like I really hold a lot of respect for that. Because I remember there was an episode of Transformers Prime that was dedicated to Larry Cullen. I believe it was the episode where RC took Starscream prisoner inside Optimus Prime's trailer, and she really wanted to get him, but Optimus was like, no, we can't just like have revenge on everyone.
Oh, Optimus is being his little good boy self.
Yeah.
We all love that.
But it was like touching, because you realize that that's the character, that's the voice, the person that inspired Optimus Prime, who inspired so many. But I kind of like him in especially like movie 4, like Age of Extinction, where there's totally a moment where he's just like, I'll kill you, and he like throws his sword into an enemy and cuts him open. And I'm like, I understand, because so many of his people have been slaughtered, and at this point he has a right to be pissed.
Yeah. Nah, I just wish that the continuity in those movies were a little bit better.
Well, I mean, it's Michael Bay. Michael Bay on set is probably just like, okay, so you're gonna stand here, Marky Mark. You're gonna stand here, okay, and then it's gonna be pew pew pew, and that's his directorial instructions.
Of course.
And the special effects guys make the most of it that they can, and Mark Wahlberg's just like, oh. That's right, Space Cadets. We get into a Transformers discussion because we're fighting the same battle over and over again.
Yeah, this happens, but we'll try and deal with it. I just hate these, like, little repetitive battles that if you get stuck in.
Oh, no, that definitely sucks. Like, this is not cool for, like, Let's Play stuff, but we're rolling with it.
Yeah, hopefully I should be able to... Okay, this should be the last one I get through, yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to go down here, make sure everybody's healed up again, and avoid that entire issue, because Marl is not looking good.
Yeah. Well, are we able to replenish their MP?
Yeah, we have ethers, so I'm just going to go down here. And I'm going to wait for more robots to pass, just because I don't want to...
No, I mean, I totally get this. Having not played this game, I know that this is a part I would get stuck on if I were a kid, and probably even now if I tried to play this game.
So I'm just going to stay... Yeah, so clearly I have to...
I mean, it's
so
no,
I can't go through there.
You can't go through there. The claw grabs you. So something else has to happen. What has to happen, Dave?
I'm gonna look this up because
all right.
The claw is an issue.
The claw. So in the meantime, we have a robot uprising in the future. We are put on a presumably manufacturing conveyor belt, but as organics we are misunderstood.
Like, okay, so I just gotta go.
So what's your ideal Megatron form? Like if you wanted to make a Megatron, what form would he take on?
If I want to make an ideal Megatron, oh boy. Okay, my ideal Megatron is... I kind of like the...
I guess your favorite version.
If, like, okay, my favorite version of Megatron is actually probably the animated version.
Really? So, animated, he was a helicopter, right?
Yeah.
But it had, like, it was kind of like a VTOL, where it had, like, 2 rotors.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like that design. I thought it would combine the best elements of Megatron.
I can see that. Like, I was not a huge fan of animated at the time, but I know some people who really like it, so I've come to accept that there's definitely some good points to it.
Oh, no. Animated, in my opinion, has a lot of good points to it.
Yeah, I feel like I should kind of, like, check it out sometime with fresh eyes.
You should, but anyway, animated...
I mean, for me, I love Prime. I like the idea that Megatron... I like the alien ship Megatron that he was there, and I like the idea that he's kind of so arrogant that he refuses to take on an Earth-based mode.
No, that's actually... I thought that was actually really clever myself.
I see it as a good alternative. The other alternative to him being a gun is him being a tank, because then you're just a gun on wheels, because a gun doesn't make sense.
No, it does not. Alright, let's...
Otherwise, you get those awkward moments where it's like, Starscream, pull my trigger! Shoot me!
Starscream, you are my trigger.
I'm feeling triggered right now. But hey, I think we've filled enough time that we've gotten beyond that part we were stuck on.
Yeah, now I gotta look this up a little bit to remember exactly how to get through this, but no, I was able to figure out because I forgot there was a door somewhere, and it's one of those doors where you don't see it, and it's like in a wall or something. The most annoying door.
Oh no! Okay, so here's the biggest Transformers trivia. Does Cybertron have an organic core?
I like the idea, but I wish there was a better executed version of it.
Because wait, is that computer or something you had to touch? You left.
Yes, so I could do this.
So you can tent. You can shelter. No, man. I am very displeased with the live-action movie situation. You are in 2300 AD.
Yes.
Alright, we have a date. I'm displeased with the Transformers live-action movie continuity that they would, like, start to build up Unicron, and my favorite version of Unicron, the idea that Unicron's at the core of the Earth, and that they would just drop it because the movies got canceled.
Yep. Oh no,
and it's gone and just whatever.
It's just done.
It's gone, man. Like, you know, I would be mad at myself for just being like spoilers and stuff, but whatever. It's over. Movies aren't happening, and that movie that introduced the concept was not worth the price of admission.
Nope. Believe me. It really does suck what happened with everything.
You know, it's just like they're I don't know. They need someone who's gonna like respect the continuity in the source material. So that's a line that you just can't cross, is it?
Yeah, it's a laser. I was supposed to do something with that.
Okay, so because there was a part of me that was like, oh, you just don't want to cross it because you're gonna trip an alarm, but
yeah,
it's a proper laser alarm place.
Yeah, nah, this is a little bit of me messing up here, unfortunately. But I'm just gonna take these guys
Mistakes
out.
were made.
Mistakes were made.
I have a friend for whom that is his catchphrase.
Mistakes were made. But...
And he is a very good friend. And he... I appreciate him because despite mistakes being made, he works very hard to rectify those mistakes.
Oh, of course. You should rectify all your mistakes. For great justice.
I think so. Fight Chrono for great justice. I mean, well, let's see. Okay, so what franchises are you a fan of that have a robo-apocalypse besides Transformers? Mega Man is called to mind because for great justice.
For great justice. So, believe it or not, a personal favorite of mine is actually Power Rangers RPM.
Oh, that's right. You were showing me some of that.
It's a really weird one. There's something I need to do.
Because we're in Chrono Trigger, bringing it back around, Space Cadets, we are clearly in the Robo-apocalypse in 2300 AD, where the planet's resources have been used up, the world is polluted and covered by man-made technology.
Genuinely, I'm also a fan of Days of Future Past from the X-Men comics.
I mean, I don't know about the comics per se, but I watched the Days of Future Past movie, and I really enjoyed it.
Genuinely, one of my favorite enemies in fiction are the Sentinels. I just think they're kind of a neat concept. Racism in giant robot form, they're great.
They very much are. They're the embodiment of mankind's like fear and hatred.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I
metal.
dig it. Okay, so that's how I figured it out.
Although I definitely I have this question I ask myself, because around the time I saw Days of Future Past was also around the same time I think I saw Iron Man 3 and a few other movies that were around that time, and I really liked a lot of those movies, and I have this question for myself because at the time I was dating a girl that I was very much in love with. And so I kind of wonder if I didn't like the movies just because I saw them with her, or if because I really like the movies.
That's a weird one. Actually, I'll tell you this. I was one time having a bad Valentine's Day, like a really bad one that year. And it wasn't because I didn't have like a date or something. It was just an awful day, really.
Uh-huh.
You know, it happened to be Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
A friend of mine actually invited me out, and it helped that she was a she.
Was she an attractive she that you were attracted to?
I'm not gonna say exactly. She's cool though. Let's just say.
All right.
Let's just say she's
enough.
cool. But the movie we saw together that made my day, and I was just like, you know what, I needed that, was Die Hard 5.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, because I realized that, like, in a different episode, we were talking about Transformers films, and we were both like, we like Age of Extinction. But I definitely have this moment where I'm like, why do I like Age of Extinction? And I realized that one of the reasons why, it might not just because of, like, the movie's cool shit that it had on its own, but because I remember I went out to, like, Applebee's and got real drunk with said girlfriend and then saw the movie, and I'm like, maybe that's why I really like the movie.
Well, that's just what happens sometimes.
I'm sitting there in the back of the theater snuggling some girl.
Well, dude,
and I wonder how it affects my opinion, but I've watched it again, and I'm like, you know, just generally speaking, it's more fun. It's got more, like, science fiction cool stuff, so I back up my opinion.
Well, the only reason I know, like...
Also, these guys are doing more damage than before.
Well, that's because there's multiple of them. That's
they
their
are
whole
exploding
gimmick.
in your face.
They're brain rats.
I thought the rats were brats.
No. Brain rats is a D&D creature, so one's not bad, but if you run into multiple of them...
Are they like head crabs or Metroids?
It's like this. So they're basically psychic rats who get more powerful the more there are of them.
Ooh, they network.
Yeah. So I might actually have to do some healing.
I think so.
Marl is tanking it like a champ.
She is.
But
she's doing better than the rest
The problem is that these things have a high defense.
Yeah, are they vulnerable to magic or fire or something?
No, it's like you just have to do... Alright, so I'm gonna do Aura Whirl.
Yeah. But yeah, like I definitely wonder how my movie influences or my movie opinions are influenced based on the conditions under which I see them.
Oh no, I question that sometimes myself. I think one of the reasons I liked watching Dark Knight was because I saw it with a bunch of cool friends at the time. So
Yeah, that's
that
pretty cool.
movie ends up being a personal fave of mine because not only did I think it was a good movie, but I had fun with the people who saw it with me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go to the movies without someone else. Like, I can't think of any time in, like, ever that I've gone to the movies alone.
Yeah, no, I have done it on occasion. Like, I saw Wreck-It Ralph alone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that one was fun, but it was one of those things that just, like, I was just bored that day and was just like, I need to go out. So, I just saw Wreck-It Ralph because I was like, I'll see it. It's one of those things that just, like, you know... Hell, actually, one of the reasons I ended up getting into Persona 4 heavily, that's one of my favorite RPGs of all time.
Yeah?
Was because I was just like, I just need a game to play and chew on for a while.
No, like, I mean, like, movies, like, going out to the movies, I don't do that alone, but, like, if you're talking about games, like, I will do all of that alone. In many cases, I would rather do that alone and just experience it in my own personal space.
Alrighty, let's make sure of that.
Alright, well, hey, this has been a pretty interesting discussion episode. Let's save for now, Space Cadets,
Yeah.
and hopefully next time we will defeat this horrible, evil factory.
Yes.
Next time on Hal and Dave's Trip to Jupiter.
See you there.